A few days earlier, I had met Mia and Masa. Masa is half Japanese and half Tongan, and for the past 15 years he's been involved in exporting limu tanga'u, known in Japan as mozuku, to markets in Japan and the United States, continuing a business that was started by his late Japanese father. Mia is half Indian and half Tongan, a qualified chef from New Zealand who now runs a catering business here in Tonga. They're both foodies. Masa loves fishing, Mia loves cooking, and perhaps unsurprisingly, somewhere along the way, they began experimenting with something neither of them had originally planned to make. Kava Gummies, or Kawaguchi, a name that started as a joke, borrowing from Masa's surname, Kawaguchi, but eventually stuck. A few days after meeting them, they invited me over to try some of their experiments. To be honest, I thought I was simply going over to taste a new product. Instead, I found myself listening to a story about experimentation, indigenous knowledge, entrepreneurship, and what innovation can look like in Tonga. I was just explaining how you guys are pushing boundaries on like experimenting with it's like part of our paloa, like our Tongan indigenous sort of heritage, and then exploring new ways to get to consume this our products, you know.
The idea was to leave it in your mouth in a sucking, so you could just suck
okay,
onto it for
yeah.
a couple of minutes, rather than just a quick bite or.
I just chewed through mine. What struck me immediately was that this wasn't a polished corporate product. For nearly 2 years, Mia and Masa had been experimenting, speaking with nutritionists, talking to food technologists, meeting candy makers, searching for laboratories capable of analyzing galactones, testing recipes, adjusting textures, failing and trying again. And maybe the most impressive thing to me is that much of this experimentation has been taking place here in Tonga. In terms of a timeline, when are you hoping to maybe get to market with what you have there at the moment?
By the end of the year.
Yeah,
We've been working on this for the last year and a half, almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's already 2 years.
But we've just had issues with trying to get the analysis done on the Kava itself. On how it is the Kava.
Yep.
There's just that, it's been hard to find an actual lab that does the Kava electron testing. And,
right.
Yeah, so it's taken us a whole year to actually find one.
Yeah.
And we have been able to get ours analyzed.
That's great. Yeah.
And now it's just at the moment, all it is just drug development, trial and error.
Yeah.
And hopefully soon we should have a product out here.
Even just where this is at the moment, I can imagine it having popularity.
This is the first product, believe it or not, in the 2 years we've done this, has it mold.
Okay.
Everything that we've ever done from the first time we started doing it to up till about April, when we came back to New Zealand, April or maybe early May, we saw a few people. We saw a food technologist in New Zealand. We saw a nutritionist in New Zealand. Just we saw candy maker people in New Zealand. It's just we just went and asked questions like, oh, how do you why at what temperature? And they were just like, it's for my daughter. I make it for her lunch.
Of course.
Doesn't have
of course.
But we just ask constant questions, and obviously online there's a lot of internet resources, but you can't find anything on Kava making. So his department was to create the instant Kava.
Yep.
And in so many different ways of how Kava is made. There's a dry sun Kava, they now had dehydrating Kava, so many ways, and he was in charge of creating that product, and obviously to find a lab that would analyze the Kava lactone so we can know what percentage we are dealing with, or what strength are we dealing with, so it can incorporate with the other ingredients to make the actual gummies. So that was very challenging. My job was to make the gummies. And it was hard because you have to look at and we're just dealing with a pot and a pan. We don't have a food lab that I can have temperature control and all that. It was just you still got your thing that you put the panda thing before it can't borrow that. It was a lot of that. It was a lot of tomorrow that we just brought from the Chinese shop that we're able just to get to its level. But that's in the way of researching on gummy making, speaking to gummy makers, candy makers. There was a whole lot of yari. But we are hoping and we're aiming and we're praying that by the end of the year, we're able to launch it here in Tonga and make it in Tonga.
Kava itself is not new. For centuries, it has occupied an important place throughout Oceania. People have gathered around the komete, the tānoa, shared stories, made decisions, welcomed guests, found moments of calm, and the plant itself hasn't changed. The knowledge surrounding Kava hasn't disappeared. But what Mia and Masa seem to be asking is an interesting question. What happens when Indigenous knowledge takes on a different form?
I think one really cool thing about this is that the product comes from years, thousands of years of like proof of its value and its use, its function. But now it's available in a different form to be consumed. You don't need to have a cup water, the sitting down or whatever. Yeah, that's it.
As soon as I tried the gummies, I noticed something familiar. That tingling sensation, that numbness, something anyone who drinks Kava would probably recognize immediately. And surprisingly, it was quite potent.
I'll tell you what, the first one that you gave me, I chewed straight through and you feel the tingling sensation. The second one, I'm just like you described, I just let it sit in the back of my tongue, or even it's been going from cheek to cheek. And whatever side it's on, it's giving that tingling, numbing. I'm almost wondering if there's like an opportunity for like anesthetics to like be developed, because the tongue is actually getting to a level of numbness that you actually don't get from consuming Kava.
Consuming more water.
A person come here and have and trial the instant powder, and he told us that it's got that same knowing effect as the
Anesthetics or something.
anesthetic.
Yeah. Dentist. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling on my tongue.
He was a dentist.
Okay, that's a good.
The dentist in Australia, and he was like, "Do you crush up the peel, or do you do a little injection over there?" So he was a dentist, and that was interesting on his department for him to, and then we started looking into more of that, and
The melting point is actually pretty good, because I was thinking, you could easily sip coffee or something with this,
Yeah.
like another flavorful drink, and it's still gonna be in your mouth. But
Probably helps the soul.
faster. The tickling that you get from it is a lot quicker than having to consume how many cups a day.
when he makes it, we obviously use raw gum.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we're talking about the numbness of everything, because his fingers, the whole hand.
When you
Yeah, when we do process it, you can.
You can feel like.
And when he
Yeah.
his mouth or some sort, it's numb. So there is, I don't know what's in it. We haven't got the the biological term for it, or the scientific term for it. We don't know what it is, but it's there.
Yeah, I'm just curious about what's the strength of like a single gummy compared to the strength of, I mean, obviously the mixes of any Kava can be different. But to me, like
mixing tonight, I'll give you a couple.
Okay.
So then you can do the analysis.
comparison. Oh yeah, for sure.
Have a cup and then
Yeah.
This is not the one gummy.
Good idea. Because that's definitely not the equivalent of the usual cups that I take. It's like maybe 2 or 3.
A few.
A few.
Who did you speak to and said it feels like it's one group onward? That's the powder. That's the instant Kava.
Yeah.
He gave a packet of instant Kava to one of a Kava person that treats Kava a lot, and he reckons that his packet was equivalent
To 4
Oh yeah. I mean,
This is just a 30-gram packet.
oh wow.
That's good.
Jeez.
So if I compare it to like 4.
Yeah.
Interestingly, these gummies weren't originally imagined simply as confectionery. Part of the inspiration came from relaxation gummies sold in airports, products designed to help anxious travelers feel calmer during long flights. Perhaps these gummies might eventually become another doorway into Kava for people who would never otherwise sit around the komete.
How it came about is we were talking, and it was more like the people that takes rescue. Do you know those rescue gummies that they have in the airports? They have gummies that they sell in airports.
Yeah,
and
okay.
it's more like
So like a relaxant or something.
yeah, relaxation. They have an anxiety one.
Yeah.
Is an insomnia one where it kind of like puts you in this like deep calm, especially for people who feel flights.
Yeah.
And that was the whole idea, was to kind of leave it at the back of your tongue and you just kind of read your book or whatever, and then eventually get into this relaxed. Because it doesn't have any sleeping drugs or anything to put you to sleep, but it puts you in a calm area where you're in on the plane, and you just kind of the whole idea is to fall asleep.
Okay, yeah. That's
And
amazing.
enjoy your flight and wake up to the destination.
What I appreciate most is that Mia and Masa don't simply want to create a new product. They want to make it here, package it here, and build it here, and also create opportunities for other Tongans in the process.
Ideally, what we would want is what I want is to hit most of like the airports, so they do then push it through there. But Masa is really determined to do it here in Tonga and run it here in Tonga, package it here in Tonga, and the whole thing here in Tonga.
No, that's really admirable, because not only are you pushing the boundaries of the food experiment, but you're thinking about what you're giving to the economy of Tonga and giving work to people as well. If the production and everything is all here, then you're creating employment opportunities for other people to be part of that process as well.
Exactly, that's exactly right.
That's beautiful.
Especially given his his lab that he built wasn't for gummies, wasn't for Kava. It wasn't. It was Kava was a mistake experiment that
Okay.
he was drinking with his uncle, and then the uncle said, "Oh yeah, I've got a couple of Kava." And it was can I get a branch? It was one of those. It was nothing, and then he tumbled across a product that is already established and already been created in all the South Pacific. So in Fiji, Vanuatu, Cook Islands, Papua New Guinea, all of them, they all have, everyone's already on instant Kava except Tonga.
Yeah.
So he stumbled across that, and we did think about selling it as instant Kava. And I was like, why? Just like everybody else.
No, this is a point of difference, yeah.
Let's make something out of the ordinary.
At one point, our conversation drifted towards branding. Kava itself is already well known. It carries centuries of cultural significance and recognition throughout the Pacific. But despite that, I couldn't immediately think of a contemporary Tongan Kava brand that had become deeply imprinted on people's minds. For me, one example has always been Look Sharp Tonga. It's not the same industry, but it has developed a recognizable aesthetic and identity that many Tongans immediately associate with a particular period and feeling. In some ways, it occupies a place in Tonga's contemporary cultural memory. And it made me wonder whether products like these gummies might eventually create something similar. Not simply another food product, but perhaps a distinctly Tongan brand that travelers encounter at the airport, carry home in their luggage, and begin to associate with Tonga itself. Of course, only time will tell, but witnessing people experiment, imagine possibilities, and attempt to build something uniquely their own was exciting to see. Because strong brands don't simply appear overnight. They emerge from ideas, trial and error, conversations, experiments, and people willing to ask what something familiar might become in the future.
Have you guys thought about like the branding, the coloring, or?
We're still, I probably that's something you look at as a packaging.
Yeah.
That's something we're working on at the moment.
Yeah.
We also there's little space saved for the instant cover
Yeah.
that you can get and then pour it into your glass.
Yeah.
Whether these gummies eventually become a commercial success or not almost feels secondary, because what I found inspiring was the process itself. Two people willing to spend years experimenting, asking questions, borrowing knowledge, testing ideas, making mistakes, trying again. Innovation can sometimes feel like something that happens only overseas, but perhaps innovation often looks exactly like this. A kitchen, a pot, a thermometer, a few ingredients, thousands of years of inherited knowledge, and simply enough curiosity to keep asking, what if?